Another incredible day for Bitcoin as America's biggest freaking bank has announced that they will now be allowing retail customers, basically every Joe Blow out there, to buy Bitcoin. Huge implications for what is going on here right now. Very, very exciting news. We also have another company trying to get a Bitcoin ETF. Some interesting charts to look at that show that maybe a reversal could be underway for the markets. My name's Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing, so if that's a topic that you would like to learn some more about, make sure you are a subscriber to the Lark Davis channel, that you gently tap on that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm, and click on the notification bell to know when I put out a new video. So let's just go ahead and get straight into the charts here. And you can see Bitcoin still slowly grinding up. But I really want to point out here that the volume still super weak. So you can see yesterday we did put in another green candle. I'm excited to see that. That makes me happy. But terrible volume. Very low volume. Not super excited about that. Now, what does this tell us? This tells us that right now we are still in that situation where the bears are desperately waiting for Bitcoin to crash by however many percent they might think is going to crash by. We still have buyers out there who think that, hey, look, I might be bullish on Bitcoin long term, but I still think we're going to get lower price point entries coming in, which we very well may, right? As I mentioned in yesterday's video, catching the top, catching the bottom, it's not really a big deal. What you need to do is just keep averaging over time. Very few are going to perfectly catch the bottom of a market, but we might see lower prices coming in for Bitcoin. That would not surprise me in the least bit. Maybe we do get those bear targets down in the mid 20,000s, for example. I think a lot of people are waiting there before they go all in. But waiting like that and potentially not getting those orders filled can also leave you on the sidelines. But I think this low volume that we're seeing, definitely a lot of people who are bearish and think that we are going to see the prices coming down more. They're waiting to get those lower price points. And I think on the flip side, the people that are really bullish, they're still scared. They're still scared. We've been through some pretty big trauma recently. I mean, this right here, this represents a lot of psychologist trips. A lot of people are going to have a lot of PTSD from this, that old situation. Can you tell me who hurt you? It was Bitcoin. It was Bitcoin. It went down 50%. Now I can't sleep at night. People are still thinking like, hey, man, if I buy here, market recovery, this is exactly what this volume is showing. Market recovery is not coming in. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And look, to be fair, you have to keep it in mind, we are still trending below basically every relevant moving average for Bitcoin. We're still below the 50-day moving average. That's like the bare minimum that we need to reclaim for Bitcoin before we could even start really having the conversation about like, hey, look, are things on the road to recovery here? Could we be starting to whisper of a dream of a bullish reversal? Let's take that first before we really start having any serious conversations about this. And look, hey, here for a bit of a shorter term perspective for you. You can see we've been on this downtrend here, and we haven't even come up to crack over that. So let's see if we can get that. Maybe if we crack over the green line here, that'll give us the added push necessary to come back up and at least retest the 50-day simple moving average. We haven't even touched the 50-day moving average one freaking time during this entire market correction. And don't even get me started on the 200-day moving average. It's so far away right now. It's not even worth talking about. But come on, let's at least try and let's get a test. Let's get a test at least of hitting that as resistance, because we haven't even got there yet. This was far away. This was far away. This was far away. This was far away. Let's get up there and have a little test. That'd be $35,000. We are going into the weekend when volumes do tend to drop off and things can get a bit dicey. So we'll see how it plays out over the next few days here for the market. By the way, if you want to trade some Bitcoin, Bybit is a fantastic place to be doing that. You can trade spot markets with zero fees right now if you are a market maker. And of course, they're very popular derivatives markets. allow you to trade a wide variety of assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, whatever your fancy might be. Use the link down below in the description to start your account, and you get up to $600 in trading bonuses when trading over on Bybit. Now, let's get into a few different charts here, because some very interesting things are afoot in the cryptocurrency markets. Not only are, of course, we having this bit of a narrative reversal right now, but we're also having some pretty interesting charts showing us that maybe things aren't as bearish as some people might like you to think. So this chart right here is the short-term holder MVRV chart. Essentially, what you see here is when we have very low values coming back down into this green box, it tends to indicate a capitulation event. So when we are in this short-term bear trend, we see the chart coming back down to give us a bearish capitulation signal. So that does not mean that's the end of the bear movement, right? We can see back here, for example, we've had these events happen, these so-called capitulation events, and then the price does rebound afterwards, but it's just a bullish rally within a wider bear trend. So that is something to keep in mind. However, we can see these, though, acting as events that show that the market is about to have a serious rebound. You can see, for example, here in early 2020, we had that capitulation event, and then the markets just raged for basically a year straight. So something for the Hopium bong out there for you. Also, we have this. So the CME Bitcoin futures, they had $1.25 billion of open interest following, what happened in May and June. However, this number has now doubled to $2.5 billion. So according to what we're seeing with the CME, we are seeing institutions now starting to get longer on Bitcoin. They've literally doubled the open interest, and this has just happened in the last few days. You can see here on the chart, right? This has just happened in the last few days where we've seen a big uptick in interest from the institutional players to go long on Bitcoin. Now, the CME futures, they're paper contracts. It's not like they're out there buying spot Bitcoin, but they are trading Bitcoin. They are getting bullish on Bitcoin, and they're putting money in. So they've doubled, put an extra $1.25 billion in open interest out there. So that, I think, is noteworthy to see that institutions are starting to go long on Bitcoin again. It's like I've been saying, there's going to come a day when they just flip the switch, and it's all bullish news for weeks on end. We also see this here. The leverage ratio has hit a key level that points to a bullish reversal. So essentially, this ratio has hit a level that previously led to a market reversal. So you can see back here that in 2019, when it hit this level, it was followed by a 129% price gain. We can see again that when it happened in 2020, it led to a 354% price gain. So as back here. And in 2021, we had the bearish reversal that actually led to a 52% drop. But now we're down in our bearish trend, and we're seeing a reversal pattern come in that could indicate that the markets are getting ready to go higher. Again, just another little nugget there to pack in the Hopium bong, showing that we are actually starting to see some of these reversal signals coming in. So hopefully we do see the market getting more bullish coming up here. We did just have as well another Bitcoin ETF application coming into the SEC. So this time the firm Global X, they put an application in. This is actually the 14th application now sitting in front of the SEC waiting for approval. Incredible. Now 14 companies in the USA trying to get a Bitcoin ETF. Obviously, confidence is pretty high among all these companies that an ETF will be approved in the not so distant future, and they all want to get a piece of that pie. Everybody wants to be on the Bitcoin ETF train because whoever gets those ETFs early are going to make a lot of money, and of course their management fees of those ETF products. So this is going to be a big deal when it happens, as we've been talking about at length here on the channel. And it's just another one. It's just a 14th application now. And this is, of course, just one of those situations where it's like, come on, man. Come on, SEC. What are you doing here, buddy? Let's get it done. Let's get it done. 14 applications. 2 of your neighbors have already done it, Canada and Brazil. They already have Bitcoin ETFs trading. It's not that scary. Just jump into the water. It's cool. It's nice in here. Join the party, SEC. All the cool kids are doing it, man. Now let's get on to the big news of the day. And that is JP freaking Morgan. These guys. I'm not a fan of JP Morgan. We've talked a lot about these criminal bankers on the channel. But they have had a very, very big announcement that because they are the biggest bank in the United States, we cannot ignore them. We have to recognize the importance of how big it is what they've just done. JP Morgan has said that they're opening the doors for their retail customers to get access to Bitcoin. Now, essentially, through their brokerage service, you're now able to get Grayscale Bitcoin or a Bitcoin fund that's called Osprey. So you have those 2 options you can buy now via their brokerage service. But this is a big deal. This is America's biggest bank offering everybody that can use their brokerage service, which is any retail customer of the bank, access to Bitcoin products. Now, they're not selling you Bitcoin directly like Coinbase would. They're selling you a stock-based product, Grayscale Bitcoin products, right? And of course, when that transitions into a Bitcoin ETF, which it will, that'll be even a better product available for people. It's incredible news. And just think about everything we've talked about over the last few weeks here on the channel. Goldman Sachs, Bitcoin's not a viable investment. JP Morgan, Bitcoin's going down. What about BlackRock? Nobody wants to buy Bitcoin. There's no demand for it, which I'm sure is why JP Morgan's opening it up for everybody, because there's so little demand. Yeah, don't believe these guys. Don't believe what they say. Watch what they do, because their actions and what they say tend to be different, right? I see it just so many times. I know you guys are seeing this too. It's incredible when you actually pay attention to it and you see literally over here they're trashing it, and then over here they're opening up services, they're opening up trading desks, they're buying it, right? It's nuts. It's nuts. It's absolutely crazy to see. And look, yeah, this would be better if, for example, JP Morgan was selling people Bitcoin directly, not Grayscale Bitcoin shares trusts. But at the same time, do you really want to buy your Bitcoin from JP Morgan? Unfortunately, some people do. I guess why not? If you are a JP Morgan customer, if you're using the JP Morgan brokerage service already, which I know a lot of people do, they're America's biggest freaking bank for a reason. You're going to see a lot of people taking advantage of this, people buying those Grayscale Bitcoin shares via their JP Morgan account. This just brings more money into the market. And look, if you want to have bull runs, if you want to have things go really crazy, you need lots of retail investors, you need lots of money coming into the market, and every single fiat on-ramp that opens up that allows more money to come into the market pushes the market higher. So America's biggest bank, no matter how much of a criminal bank they might be, offering people Bitcoin via the brokerage service, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So I have mixed feelings about it, obviously, but overall, I think long term, it's good for the price of Bitcoin, and that we'll see the price continuing to move up over the coming years as more and more money continues to flow into Bitcoin. Anyway, just my 2 Satoshis for the day. Your question: would you buy Grayscale Bitcoin shares via JP Morgan? Or would you never do that? Let me know down below in the comments section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.